Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Don't be scared if you don't fit in. Look who's in the reject bin. It's the Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Doll and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls
Raggy Dolls.
are happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me.
The Raggy Dolls were up in their treehouse reading some old magazines that Mr. Grimes had thrown out. There was something to interest each of them. Claude was reading a travel magazine. It was full of pictures of France. Dotty had a magazine about pottery, and Lucy had one on gardening. There was do-it-yourself for Back to Front, cookery for Sad Sack, and modern music for Hi-Fi. Only Princess wasn't enjoying her magazine. It was all about the royal family. She sighed a really big sigh.
Oh dear.
"What's the matter?" said Lucy, looking up from an article on runner beans.
It's nothing,
Sighed Princess again.
It can't be nothing, said Dotty. You must tell us, otherwise how can we help you?
"Yeah," said Back to Front, forgetting about his useful tips on getting shelves level. "Come on, we're your friends." By now, all the Raggy Dolls had stopped reading. Princess looked at each of her friends in turn.
You promise you won't think I'm silly?
She said at last. The others nodded.
Well, it's just that I shall never know what it's like to be a real princess. I'm only a doll.
She began to sob. Sad Sack put his arm around her, but couldn't think of anything to say. Even Dotty was lost for words. None of us can help being who we are," stammered Hi-Fi. "Mais oui," said Claude. "Not even with people can anyone be a king or a queen."
I suppose you're right. I am being silly.
Back to Front looked thoughtful. "How do people choose a king or queen?"
I'm not sure,
said Dotty.
All I know is, in England, you have to belong to the royal family to be king or queen. Well, who was the first king and queen of England, then?
Wondered Lucy.
Royal families must have started somehow.
Nobody knew.
I believe William the Conqueror was quite important,
said Dotty.
"What did he do?"
demanded Sad Sack.
He conquered England in 1066 and all that,
said Dotty. Sad Sack was puzzled.
"What do you mean? Was he good at conquers?"
Everyone laughed, even Princess.
Not that sort of conquer,
she smiled.
He fought a big battle with his army of invasion and won. That's how he became King of England.
"Oh,"
said Sad Sack, not much the wiser.
Sad Sack's given me an idea, said Dotty. Let's all go and play conkers. We should save these magazines for a rainy day. Oh, yes, said Lucy. We can have a knockout competition.
Everyone agreed. They even decided on a prize for the winner. The one with the best conker would be proclaimed king or queen for the rest of the day, and all the others would have to carry out their orders like good, loyal subjects. In no time at all, they were on their way to the dark wood to search for conkers. They soon found a big horse-chestnut tree with lots of fallen conkers around its roots. "We're bound to find some good ones here, no problem," said Back to Front.
I quite agree,
said Princess, picking up a lovely big round shiny one.
"Some people have all the luck,"
grumbled Sad Sack. The Raggy Dolls spread out and called out to each other excitedly whenever they found a bigger and better one. At last, each of them had chosen their best conker, and each of them hoped that theirs would win. Sad Sack wondered what it would be like to be king for a day, even if it was only pretending. He saw himself sitting on a magnificent throne in a great hall, with splendid royal trumpeters sounding fanfares. But somehow, he couldn't imagine the others waiting on him hand and foot and calling him Your Majesty. Hurry up, Sad Sack, called Dotty. You're lagging behind again.
I'm coming.
Muttered Sad Sack. He hurried forward, but tripped on a bramble and dropped his conker. It rolled away under the prickles, out of sight.
Oh, no,
he moaned. By now, the others were far ahead, eager for the competition to start. Sad Sack looked around for a stick to prod with. What seems to be the trouble? Asked a friendly squirrel.
I've lost my conker,
said Sad Sack.
Don't worry,
said the squirrel.
I know where there's lots of really big hard ones. Wait here.
So saying, the squirrel scampered off into the brambles. In next to no time, he was back, carrying the biggest and the best conker Sad Sack had ever seen.
Oh, I say, I don't know how to thank you.
Don't mention it,
said the squirrel.
Good luck.
By the time Sad Sack caught up with the others, they already had their conkers on strings.
Here I am,
he puffed.
Don't start without me.
As if we would,
protested Princess. Just a minute, said Back to Front. We have to compete in pairs. As there are 7 of us, we 6 might as well begin while Sad Sack gets his conker ready.
Good thinking,
said Dotty. And so it was agreed. The contest began. Back to Front played Dotty, Lucy played Claude, and Hi-Fi played Princess. There were 3 winners, Dotty, Claude, and Princess. Oh, well, said Back to Front, I might as well start making a throne for the final winner. Hi-Fi offered to help.
I'll make a crown,
said Lucy.
We can't have a king or a queen for the day without a crown.
Ready,
said Sad Sack, dangling his conker on a string. It was by far the biggest, the roundest, and the shiniest.
Sacre bleu! Exclaimed Claude. We do not stand a chance, n'est-ce pas?
Size isn't everything, declared Dotty. Come on, let battle commence. The remaining 4 paired off, and Princess beat Claude, and of course Sad Sack beat Dotty. Well done, said Dotty sportingly. Now it was time for the final. Princess and Sad Sack faced each other. On guard, said Princess bravely. She knew her conker already had a small crack in it.
May the best conker win,
said Sad Sack. It was all over in one hit. Princess swung her conker down hard, and it broke into pieces. Sad Sack had won. All hail King Sad Sack, declared Dotty. Whatever he commands, we must obey. Sad Sack was led to his magnificent cardboard throne and crowned with a silver paper crown.
Can I really do anything I like?
Said Sad Sack, who couldn't believe his luck.
Of course, Your Majesty,
said Dotty, bowing low.
In that case, I appoint Princess to be my queen for the day.
Everyone cheered, and of course Princess was both surprised and delighted.
Oh, Sad Sack, Your Majesty.
She had tried very hard to hide her disappointment at not winning, but now, thanks to Sad Sack, she could share the prize and be treated like royalty. King Sad Sack ordered another throne to be made, and then some tea and sticky buns. Princess had a command too.
And please bring a big soft cushion for William.
Who's William?
Said Sad Sack. Princess giggled.
Your conker, of course.
The Raggy Dolls cheered again. All hail King Sad Sack the Wise, cried Dotty. Hurrah for Princess, his noble queen, and 3 cheers for William the Conker. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Raggy dolls, dolls like you and me. Raggy dolls, made imperfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all thumbs, then stand on your 2 left feet and join our Raggy Doll chums. 'Cause Raggy dolls are happy just to be. Raggy dolls, dolls like you and me.